Sup, Internet! So today we have a very special topic. We're going to talk about a movie that we just saw in the theaters this past Sunday, and that movie was The Hobbit! Oh my god, it was so great. It was a fantastic movie. It was so well done.
Oh my god. As a Lord of the Rings fan and as a person who has seen all of them more than once, I love Lord of the Rings. I actually love it more than Star Wars. Don't shoot me. But, you know, my boyfriend and I have arguments about that all the time. But as someone who has loved Lord of the Rings since the first one ever came out, I didn't like the fact that everything was so computer generated because I think that it kind of lost the realness of it. But, however, it was really awesome.
It was awesome. Martin Freeman, I don't know if any of you know this, Martin Freeman played Bilbo Baggins, and he did a fantastic job. Martin Freeman is an amazing actor.
He's brilliant.
He is.
Absolutely brilliant.
He's amazing. Maybe there were too many attributes about Martin that you could see in Bilbo, but that's kind of maybe method acting because he's a fantastic human being anyway. He did a wonderful job.
I don't think anyone could have ever been a better Bilbo than Martin Freeman. I think that he was the perfect Bilbo Baggins. I really can't think of anyone who would have been better.
He just did such a fantastic job. And the dwarves! And all of the dwarves were so great! My personal favorites were Keely and Feely.
Yes, the brothers. They're already shipping. Already shipping. Oh my god.
But that's the thing. That's the thing about them shipping is that that's incestual shipping. Because they're brothers.
But technically they're not related. Actually they are. They are related. Oh my god, why Internet? Why do you do
Somebody on my dashboard, and I won't mention names, mostly because I can't remember their URL, said, I should be writing an English paper, but I'm busy writing a Keely and Feely incest fic? Like, what are you doing?
And I also liked that Frodo wasn't in it for too much, because I was afraid that they were going to bring too much of, you know, the aftermath, like the whole thing with like Sam and Frodo and Merry and Pippin. I thought that they were going to try to pull that in too, so I'm really, really happy that they didn't do that. Because this is supposed to be about Bilbo. It's not supposed to be about Frodo. It's all about Bilbo.
Even in the beginning, when they kind of drew back into a scene that they never showed in the Fellowship of the Ring, right before their party, and that's a spoiler, but it's not a big spoiler. Sorry.
Yeah, that happens in the beginning.
Right, and it's not nothing eventful happens. It's just Bilbo writing his story, and it's like, oh, put this sign on the door. I don't want anyone coming in. And Frodo's like, alright. So, alright. And then I liked how they kind of went back on a scene that they never showed, and it revealed a little something about the earlier movies.
Yeah, and the relationship that they had together, which is good. They need to establish that, because even though Frodo is really important in Lord of the Rings, this is about Bilbo Baggins, not Frodo. And I kind of feel like, what was it, Keely and
Feely.
I feel like they're kind of like the Merry and Pippin.
They were the Merry and Pippin of The Hobbit.
They were. I freaking love it because they're both my favorite characters. And just the chemistry that they have between each other is just so great. Although, if you have never, ever watched any of the Lord of the Rings movies, don't see this movie. Because you will be so confused on what's going on.
Sense. There are a lot of parts where certain characters would come on, and then there would be this really dramatic music! And if you haven't seen any of the movies, you wouldn't understand.
You're going to be completely thrown off guard.
Who are they? And everyone else in the theater is like, oh my god! So, oh my god, it's Gandalf! Holy crap!
And you're going to be sitting there like, it's Gandalf. Ooh. So, if you want to go see The Hobbit, educate yourself on Lord of the Rings, and then go see The Hobbit. Or, really could see The Hobbit first, and everything would be fine, but it's better to have a knowledge of what's happened. Because this is supposed to be earlier, but, you know.
Right, you're supposed to build information based on the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and from The Hobbit, they give you more information, and things happen that they don't explain. You need to watch those movies to understand what they're explaining.
Yeah, they make a lot of references.
Like with The Ring.
The ring itself.
The ring is in the movie, and if you haven't seen the other movies, you would be like, oh, that's the ring, but you wouldn't quite understand the situation.
Yeah, because the ring is very, very, very important. Because, I mean, everybody that I know wears rings. I'm wearing a ring right now. And, I mean, you can just say, oh, that's a pretty nice ring. But when you're watching Lord of the Rings, you're like, oh my god, it's the ring! It's the ring! It's the ring! So, I suggest having a movie marathon, maybe split it into 2 days, because sitting for like 9 hours. No, thank you.
All in all, The Hobbit was fantastic movie.
I give it 4.5 stars out of 5.
Out of 5, I give it 5 stars.
4.5, just because of the whole orc thing, the fact that they didn't use real actors, and because some of the stuff did look really fake. But that's only because I'm being a little picky.
Right. They can't make everything perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, I mean, other than the fact that some of it didn't look real, they had good dialogue, there was a good plot, the fight scenes were great, and
I think this was the movie to kind of introduce what this is all about, because it is The Hobbit, The Unexpected Journey. I think this is like the introduction, like everything that you need to know about what's going to happen over these next 2 movies. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I can almost guarantee you it will be like, just like the Lord of the Rings trilogies, these movies will be like the journey, and then in the last movie they'll finally resolve the problem. But all the rest of it's just leading up to it.
I really hope that in the last movie, everything is, they don't try to put any like cliffhangers or anything untied, because then I'm gonna be like, no, don't make a 4th, don't do it, just make it true.
They will make it a 4th.
I hope they don't, and I hope that they make the fight scenes just a little bit better, because I don't know, they seemed really quick, the fight scenes. Did you notice that? They seemed really like the fight scenes. Like there's this one point where they encounter some trolls, and the fight scene maybe lasted about a good like 2 minutes, maybe. And I'm used to fight scenes in the Lord of the Rings that last for like 5 to 10 minutes.
That's because those are battles.
Yeah,
they're like wars.
I did like the ending though. I'm not going to spoil the ending. The ending
was really good. The ending was amazing. It was a good way to end it.
And it had surround sound. There was like at one point where there were birds up in the corner, with like playing in the corner of the theater, and it actually was just like, birds? There are birds in the movie theater. Oh my god.
At one point, when you left to go to the bathroom that one time, there was like a howling sound, and I thought our friend Celine was with us, and she was sitting on the other side of her. Like, this is the way we were sitting, and Celine's over here. I thought Celine was the one howling. I was like, what?
Oh. And also, just something random. There was a guy, that fell asleep in the movie theater. I fell asleep. I heard one little, and was like, why are you asleep? No, why are you asleep? It's not that bad. It's not bad at all. Why? I'm sleeping. So, overall, what would you give this movie?
I would give this movie 10 out of 10, 5 stars out of 5.
I would give it a 4.5 out of 5 and a 9.5 out of 10. Just because I'm a little picky. Just a little bit. You should let us know what you thought of The Hobbit down below.
Give us your thoughts, and if you've yet to see it, tell us when you're going to see it.
Or if you're going to see it, and if you're not going to see it,
well, why? Boo on you.
Boo on you, yeah. Lord of the Rings. But yeah, let us know in the comments down below your feels. We like it when you share your feels with us.
Tell us how you feel.
Tumblrs will be linked down below. And also, if you want, the Hobbit trailer will be down below if you haven't heard anything about it and you live under a rock and you know you're a weird antisocial weirdo.
Well said.
Thanks.
Bye!